Well, as you can see, I've been doing some winding with these bobbins per one of my other videos. And they are cheap and they are easy. And the nice thing is that you can wind these to a very high precision. I was aiming for 512 microhenries on one of them, and I came up with 519. And when you buy commercial ones, usually it's like plus or minus 10 unless you go pop for the expensive ones. So that was really good. So what I did is I wound up this one and this one are for an inductively tuned type of radio. This was an all-in-one attempt, and this one over here is an exact copy of a coil for another radio. Let me zoom out and I can show you what I'm talking about. There we go. Okay, get those out of the way. On this radio, I was trying to emulate this coil using these, like that. And what we have is on this tap over here, we have the antenna. The second tap right there goes to the ground over here. The third tap basically goes to the headphone circuit. And the last tap goes to the other side of the capacitor. And of course, all the other things are grounded over here too. So what I did is I measured this, how many microhenries it was. It was 205 across here. So I wound these coils to emulate this and put this on here this way. So for this coil, this would be the antenna connection over here. The next connection would be the ground there. This connection where the two coils are tied together, that would be right there. That's the earphone circuit. And then this far wire would be this far wire, and that would be the other side of the capacitor. Okay, so it's all done. It's got the right inductance, and I hooked it up, and all I got was a whisper. So, yeah, I've tried this with small core inductors in the past, and they're just too inefficient, and that's the killer. Now the good news is, so that was the bad news, the good news is that if you're working with transistor stuff, you need a coil and you've got a transistorized circuit, these would be great. You can stabilize them with super glue or white glue or wax or something like that to make sure that the coils don't shift around due to vibration. They are, again, inexpensive, they're easy to make, and you can get exactly the type of inductance you want. But again, that's for a powered circuit, not for a crystal radio. For the crystal radio, the efficiency is just too low, and they don't have what it takes. So, yeah, well, so that door closes, but when one door closes, a window opens. And what I've learned from all of this is I have another route that I'm going to take, and my end goal is to build like a small radio. I had one of those rocket radios when I was a kid, and I'm going to do my best to rebuild one. Yeah, they're only like 1 or 2 stations, but what I've learned from this is I can actually get 1 or 2 stations with the right type of coils, and I'm going to go for that. So yeah, good news is that these coils do work, but the bad news is they only work for more like powered type circuits. Okay, well that was it. I'm making mistakes so you don't have to. Hope you found that useful and interesting in your crystal radio experimentation.